A game. I know, crazy. Today we're playing a game called Midwinter. Oh wow, it's a game for the Amiga. It was made in 1989, a year after FA-18 Interceptor. For reference, nobody knows what that is, but I'll say it anyway. It was made by Mike Singleton. He's there right at the bottom. There's a few other lads, but he's also at the top. Wow, he's sitting there twice. Yeah, he was the dude behind it. Now, this guy is interesting. He made a few interesting games, but most people wouldn't really know about them these days. He made quite a few Amiga games. Only a few of them are notable. This is one of them. And he made a Midwinter 2, crazy enough. And he also made a game called Lords of Midnight, which is a little bit of a cult classic. A very obscure cult classic, which I've never played. This is the only Mike Singleton game I've played. There's 32 names here. Each name is one of the characters in the game, including the main character, Stark. This is the copy protection, because the game came with a manual, which I will pull out now, actually, so we can look at it. If it wants to, yeah. Oh, here's the manual. Here's the game. It's 196 pages. Maybe I should pull up the page number. See, it doesn't matter, does it? You don't need to see the page number. Okay, so here's the story. It talks about global warming and shit. Okay, will this rotate without ruining my life? I guess, in a sense. Good enough, I guess. Yeah, so this is John Stark, the main character. Hopefully that's readable. Oh, fuck, I closed it. Why would you do such a thing? You fool. Are we back? Yeah, we're back. Okay, cool. I pressed Q to mute and it closed the fucking PDF. Yeah, this was a bitch to find, guys. I'll tell you what. Someone typed out the whole manual, and that was available on some Amiga website. But holy fuck, getting a scan of this bitch, man. Oh my god. Found it now, at least. I should probably just flick through this shit so people can have it. That's alright. The PDF will be there. I'll just fucking send the PDF if someone wants it. So here's the story, and there's a lot of story. It's a good read, actually. It's a good read. It's most of the book, is it? Let me see. What are we looking at here? It's quite a story. I'm guessing Singleton wrote that, and the game starts at page 95. So yeah, about roughly just under half of the book is a novella. Before it talks about the game, and then there's 100 pages explaining the game, obviously. Oh wait, it's still going, guys. We'll just look at the last bit. We're not gonna hurry through it. Why would I do that? There's no need to, so we won't. Okay, let me crack a Red Bull, I guess. Might as well get started on that. I wish I had another one. Man, it doesn't matter, I can always head out, can't I? They have this thing called a pause button. Okay. Let me just go through this menu. So this is cracked by Black Hawk of Paradox. Lovely people. Select whoever, it'll verify it. Normally you'd have to look up the profiles, the pictures, and click the name that is in the picture in the manual. Okay, main menu. So the game, I will quickly explain the basic bit of the game. There's an island. It's a procedurally generated island in the snow, as you could probably tell. And on the island there is an enemy, and they will try to invade the island by capturing most some important points on the island. And your job is to muster up your mates. There's 32 of them in total, but you probably aren't going to see all of them. And then you wage guerrilla warfare against them, and then blow up their headquarters. That's basically what you got to do. Ultimately, you got to blow up their headquarters. Sorry, I hope I didn't cut myself off there. There's some issue with the mute where it cuts off early when I press it, because of the encoding latency. So I have to remember to wait like 1 second before I press mute after talking. Anyway, the game is afoot. What do we have? So, there's the whole background. It talks about how global warming works. This is in 1989, man. When did global warming become a thing? Let me ask Mr. GPT. No, I'll just ask Mr. Google. When did global warming become a thing? My VPN is shitting itself for some reason. Great. What a time for it. There it goes. When did the UN thing? For fuck's sake. When did the UN get informed about global warming? We call it climate change these days. Oh man, my nose, man, it's gonna be the death of me. The first World Climate Conference was in 1979, so it was a while ago. And the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change was established in 1988. This game, 1989, so still early in the game, right? This is long before they felt the effects of it, I think. The scientists knew about it. The general public, I think, probably didn't know much about it. Okay, we're gonna have to flick around. So that's a nice picture, by the way. I really love that picture. That's the guerrillas fighting warfare against the enemy. Brilliant. I love this art. I don't know who did it. It's absolutely brilliant. I need to look up who did it. Who did it? Who did this? Who done this? Who? Doesn't say. Manual screen grabs. There's a job for that. Nice. Manual liaison, manual design graphics, artistics. It's just a company that probably ceased to exist a long time ago. Alright, so there's a Midwinter report, the first 10 years of the island. Yeah. Is this showing? Yeah, no, it's showing, right? Yeah, of course it better be. Okay, anyway, let me move this so I can make sure it's all showing. Okay. Now, it starts off with a fucking assassination attempt on the president. This is 2015. This is the distant future in the game. Now it's the fucking distant past. Holy shit, guys. 2017. There's probably still some communist shit going on. Yeah, Soviet Union still exists. How about that? The climate crisis was commissioned sometime. We're not going to go through the whole thing. So yeah, they refer to a climatic crisis. They're talking about ice ages, which is obviously the opposite of global warming. How it's caused. He included this, I guess, because he wasn't sure if people even knew about this shit. He's talking about tectonics as well. He's madness. He's mad. He's a madman. He's madder than Mr. Mad. And then here's the beginning of the story. Here's a picture of some unknown object flying over people, and it hit, and there was an explosion. It exploded, and then it fucked the climate, as you can see from the pictures, right? It fucked the climate. The temperature. This is very helpful. The temperature got close to zero. All right, and then basically some survivors got together. When did this happen? 2040-ish. So this is still in the future. Amazing. Humans are holding on at 2045, and then 2056 it's getting worse. London's sitting below -25, maybe because of fucking the ocean currents. 2060, people are migrating towards the equator. Obviously, that's smart. There's a migration immigrant crisis. Crazy, eh? And then a bunch of survivors are kind of hanging out together, and they're like, hey, we've heard about this island, right? We've heard about an island where maybe we can go and live a peaceful life away from the bullshit. Okay, so they got on a boat, or they made a boat, I can't remember. They would have probably got on a boat. And then they go to the island. I believe the sea levels went down from the ice, right? The sea levels went down from the ice, and because the ice went up on the poles, and brought this because it was on the poles, it's not on the ocean, right? And then so the sea level goes down. It's the opposite of rising sea levels, and it revealed some new land. And this island, I forget what they fucking call the island. Do they call it anything? Maybe they call it Midwinter. Maybe they call it Midwinter. It just says that island's completely new. There's no landmass big enough marked. This is them in the boat. Is it Atlantis? It must be the Azores. Oh no, this was reconnaissance. They were doing reconnaissance flights, I'm thinking. I think they did. Someone did a reconnaissance flight, and they found a strange island, which was not on a map. So the sea levels went down, and a new island showed up. Someone said, "Is it the Azores? Was it the Azores?" Maybe it was it actually may have been the Azores. That's interesting. Is that what you call them? The Azores or the Azores? I don't know. Okay, so they came to the island, which I'll just call Midwinter, in 2060. And they migrated there. A group of, I don't know how many people. No idea. And then they became preoccupied with survival on this island, which is very snowy. And they named some of the places. So there's one place called Bear Mountain. And they're like, oh, we're explorers. Yeah, they sure are. What else? And then they discover some other settlers, but these ones were friendly. So I guess there were other settlers on the island, but not many. And everyone's getting along, and there's drama going on into politics. 2063, it talks about the early years of the colony. It's 2070, it's been a while now. They used a generator. They found out they wanted to get power, and they found out that they can harvest power from under the ground, geothermal power. That's the best way. That's how they generate power in the dead of an ice age. I don't know where they got all the parts for all that stuff, but let's not worry too much about that. 2081. It's been a long time now. We're pretty far in the future. 2089. And now, they're established, and a peacekeeping force was also established called the FVPF, Free Villages Peace Force, I'm guessing. And, it's called Midwinter Isle. Here we see. What is my VPN doing? You're annoying me. I thought you're supposed to be good. 2095, the people became insular a little bit and started thinking they were the only place on Earth that was not ravaged by war. But now, and more people come, refugees are welcome. That's nice of them. And people migrate throughout the island. They established things called heat mines. As I said, they had geothermal power plants. They called them heat mines. around the island, and that's generated their power and makes life easier. One of the key people, the key leaders, is Mr. Stark, and some people don't like him because apparently he's been having an easy, good life. And there's a place called Shining Hollow down at the bottom right of the island, the southeast, if you will. Does it mention that earlier? I don't know. And obviously people have been living and dying and whatnot, doing their thing. Yeah, I mean, it very well could have been Atlantis, but who knows? It's a mystery. Now, here, 2099, there's someone called General Masters. And they're having he's having a conversation with his underling, Colonel DeFalco, whoever that is. John, that's John Stark. Isn't what's the guy called in Game of Thrones? Eddard? Was it Eddard? I don't know, man. Yeah, I guess it's Eddard. Arya, yeah. Okay, well, we have a John Stark here. We have a John. He's a good John. Okay, now this is just so General Masters is talking about a victory. They're gathering. They have limited fuel, munitions. They need to encourage surrender. And there'll be no executions and no experiments, apparently. When Midwinter is mine, DeFalco, there will be great celebrations. I shall drive in triumph through every village in the land, and then we will kill everyone, you see. Discipline is what these people need. That's a worry. So he's basically Hitler, Snow Hitler. Brilliant. And he wants to take over the island for himself for some fucking reason. I don't know. It's probably in the book. Okay, what else do we have? So John Stark, that's it. John Stark meets up with the nerd of the island, Chris Jansen. This is the nerdy guy. He does radio shit. He runs the radio stations, I think. So this is present time in the game. I mean, he's been trying to contact people in the southeast, and he's been having trouble getting through to him. Stark's like, it's just probably some difficulty. And Stark is the captain of the Peace Force, by the way. And then the nerd is like, oh, it's not just the weather. While I was scanning through the frequencies, I heard something spooky. He heard the following: Sierra Garcia is all quiet, one peace officer only. Message received, Operation Snowstorm to proceed as planned. And that is where we kind of start the game, except not yet. And now Stark is skiing through the snow, but he's scared because he's trying to gather up the Peace Force now. They've lost their radio. Radio's been jammed, right? That has to happen, obviously. And he knows who it is, General Masters, for some reason. It probably explains it in the book. He knows about General Masters. He knows the fucker is up to no good, and he's gonna take over the island. And he's like, oh shit, we gotta stop him. And there's even someone called Sarah who he likes, I guess. I don't know. And he wants to look after his people. There's only 19 peace officers, so the other ones, I'm not subtracting 19 from 32, you guys can do it as an exercise. The remaining people are not peace officers, they're just civilians, so there's not just peace officers in the game. There's even kids. You can have there's a couple of kids, I think. There's 2 kids, I think, which are actually useful because they are kids, so the enemy don't think of them as enemies, kind of. Anyway, he's doing skiing and he's tired and he needs to rest for 10 minutes, and then he's like, it's 12 o'clock, time to contact the team for the situation report. But the jamming has gotten so bad it's hard to contact his mates and report him. But he's doing it. But yeah, Nerd said that Masters is jamming the radio, but he's wondering if the Nerd is actually right or just bullshitting or what. Anyway, he takes his radio out and tries to call in one of his mates near Master's domain, and the radio just is jammed, full of jam. You could fucking make a massive sandwich out of it. And he's scared because he is not able to raise anyone on his radio. He's fucked. So he concludes that the invasion has started and he's on his own. He doesn't even have a hang glider. Terrible. What a situation. But he is the captain and he has to be captain-like. So now he gets ready to move out. And then he hears a droning noise. But it actually is a drone. It's a small remote-controlled aircraft. And then suddenly mortars go off around him because he's being bombed by mortars. And so this game has drones. Did I unpause everything? Hold on a second. Where are we? Good. Yeah, crazy. So there's drones and fucking global warming and fucking geothermal energy. It's madness, I tell you. Where was I? Yeah, so he's getting bombed by mortars. So there's a remote-controlled aircraft which is kind of a spotter for the enemy, and they spot him and then they shoot mortars at him. So he's been caught with his pants down, so to speak. Probably be very small because it's cold. What else? So he gets his sniper rifle out. He's carrying a sniper rifle and he shoots the drone and it explodes. That's very good. And what else do we have? And then he sees a attack vehicle coming out from the distance. What have we got here? Sorry, there's some noises going on outside. Where are we? I've lost my train of thought. My train derailed, guys. Sorry about that, guys. I got fucking attacked by Pyramid Head. Well, that's what it sounded like anyway, when I replayed it. I had a glitch. I did the thing again where I record both of my OBSs into the same folder. Never a good thing. So you'll notice the first 8 minutes were corrupted, but by some strange miracle, the rest of the video was okay. I don't know, man. Who knows how video encoders work? Anyway. Also, I clipped a bit. Sorry about that. I had my fucking knob twisted around too much again. Hate it when I twist my knob too much. Okay, so anyway. Stark was out skiing and he lost contact with everyone, and there's radio interference from General Master's army, presumably, and he was attacked by a drone. And I just wanted to mention that, yeah, it's pretty fascinating how there's drones in this game. There will be drones. You'll see here in the Midwinter, there's options for mortars and bombers. Both of those come from drones. My VPN's still shitting itself constantly. What is going on? What is my VPN doing? Can I just disconnect it and reconnect it? I don't know, guys. Okay, anyway. So he got attacked by a drone, which was a spotter for mortars, which is pretty much exactly what's happening in Ukraine right now. And the drones also do drop bombs. So yeah, how about that, eh? And after he shot down the drone, then he looks through his scope. He climbed a tree. You can do that in the game. You can climb trees. Not as spectacular as Breath of the Wild, but anyway. In the distance, he sees a attack vehicle, a snow buggy, and he can see that it's just launched a missile at him and it's coming his way. he stops for a second to think, what the fuck we gonna do? I gotta make contact with my lads and organize resistance. So he looks at his map and makes his plan, and hopefully he can do something. I forgot to bring this up. I made it bigger. Yay. Okay. Now we will briefly go through the options. I'll go as well fast as I can, pointing out the most salient information, because there's a lot to go through. It's probably best that I quickly go through it here so that people know what's going on, otherwise they won't. You can pick bomber, mortar mode and bomber mode, which are both on, and you can pick training. It doesn't really say what training is here, but can I flick over to the other manuals? Where's the other manual? There's 3 manuals. Shit. Where's the third? That's it, right? I haven't looked at this, but I did notice one of them had some extra information. Alright, we'll look at the loading. So we got loading instructions. There's loading instructions for Atari ST, Amiga, and I think there was another version for DOS. Now, to my knowledge, the Amiga version is the best. I've seen the Atari version, and its frame rate is even slower. And the DOS version is just being DOS. The resolution's not very good, I believe. I believe that's the main issue. This explains just passing the copy protection. Here's the keyboard controls, but there's common controls. P for pause, X is to get into the action menu, which we'll see. H activates help sequence. I don't know what that is. M is for map. S is for skiing and sniping toggle. A, B, R, L is just looking. Interesting choice of keys. Yeah, it says this Midwinter is a highly complex strategy game, easy to learn, difficult to master. It's not that complicated. It has a lot of things in it, but actually beating the game is not that complicated. But it's just fascinating how many different little things are put in the game that kind of come together to make a bit of a story, I guess. A bit of a role-play story. This is just a quick start briefing. It looks like they made some quicker versions of the manual for people that just wanted to get into it, I guess. I don't know. We will go over all this crap anyway. There's the different buildings, which we will go over. Different actions you can take. These are all the actions you can take. Once again, I pressed the fucking Q button to mute. I don't think we missed much. No, that's fine. You can surrender, which is basically just game over, basically. Don't worry about that. Alright, anything interesting here? I just noticed the manual, for some reason, doesn't mention training mode. Doesn't go into it. It also doesn't say it here. I think maybe the manual does say something about training mode. I think it means that the buggies don't shoot missiles at you. So you can turn off bombers and mortars. Why is this here? Go away. You can turn off bombers and mortars, and the buggies won't shoot missiles at you as well. But if you're in training mode and have bombers and mortars turned on, you'll still get bombed and mortared, of course. But yeah, you can literally just turn off bombers and mortars and then turn on training mode and have basically peaceful mode, creative mode. So what else we got here? This is all just standard stuff. Nothing too new here. Yeah, nothing new there. Okay, good. Alright, into the main manual yet again. Okay, so oh yeah, training allows you to play against unarmed enemy vehicles which do no damage, and then there's mortars and bombers, which we will see very soon. Don't worry. Oh man, I wish I could make my nose different. What is wrong with me? It's allergies, just lifelong allergies. Whatever, it's not terrible. Okay, so the enemy units, the game puts enemy units into the map, which have the objective of capturing the map, mainly by the means of just capturing the heat mines. Without the heat mines, we're fucked. Also, there are enemy radio stations at Deathwatch Crag, Snow Goose Fell, Sierra Madre, which broadcast a jamming signal. If you can get rid of those 3 radio stations, you can remove the jamming, which means you gain access to everyone. I don't know if I've ever done it. I don't think I ever have. I've never won this game. Yes, I need to point out I've never finished this game. I played it many times as a kid, but was not coordinated enough or well versed in strategy gaming at the time to win. I played it probably through up until maybe 95, 96 when the Nintendo 64 came out. No, yeah, it came out in 96. And that's when I switched over to Nintendo 64 and didn't play the Amiga that much. This art is brilliant. I love this art. Man, I wish... Wait, it's cut off. Hold on. Guess that'll have to do. It's a bit annoying. Why is it like that? Oh, because it's cropped? No, it should be... I don't know what the problem is. Weird. Whatever. How come it won't... That's weird. Is there a way to make it... Yeah, I mean, it's filled up all the way to the screen. It's strange, it must be stretched out. What's the one... Is this the manual? Is there a way to... No, there's no resize output. Strange. Okay, let me check that this video size is correct. It's a fiddly game. It just... Yeah, I can't rush it. And I wanted to, give it a good demo, I suppose. Assuming I figure out how to win this thing. Who knows, man? I might suck. Okay. So we will go into this when we see it. That's fine. Saving and loading. Oh, shit. I'll just use save states to start with. We'd be okay. Biographies. So, I guess we should start and then go through all this shit. It's not that complicated. There's a lot of things in it, but you don't need to actually do much to win the game, apparently. Okay. Let's just get cracking and get into the game to show gameplay. Always a good thing to do. There's a funny little quirk. The game generates the situation randomly. The map is always the same, but it generates your spawn point, and I think it also changes your friends' spawn points. I'm not sure if it does that or not, but it certainly changes your spawn point. The seed is generated by where you click, I believe. Apparently, where you click here, it generates your seed. So if you click the same place, you'll always get the same seed. I have no idea. I'll just click somewhere I don't think I've clicked before. There. Alright, we're in the game. Oh, good. I thought we were going to start out in the environment, but we haven't. That's good. Can I press Q? Okay, that's good. Do I have the hard drive running? It should be running. Yeah, it should be okay. There's the volume. Yep, good. So here's our dude we're in control of, Captain Stark. It's currently, apparently it's 8 o'clock. I thought it was supposed to be noon, according to the manual. This is synchronized watches. You do this when all your team members have done their moves. This is surrender. You generally don't want to click that. We will probably click that anyway. Load and save. Can I save? Oh, alright, let's try and get a save set up. Oh man, I hate moving shader glass around. I like shader glass, but I wish it wasn't set always on top all the time. Alright, FSUAE. I gotta pull that up. Where the fuck is it? Here it is. Okay. There's not enough screen space. I need an even bigger screen. Even 40p isn't good enough for me these days. Okay. So I've got a floppy drive. How do I make a new disk? Include save disk? It's in the floppy swap lists, allegedly. Okay, and how do I swap my floppy? How do I swappy my floppy? Let's go into the shortcuts. Oops. It doesn't show it here. There is save states. Well, let's throw down a save state. Yeah, you use the arrow keys. Oh, do I... No, these must have been testing. No, these are from the other game. Shit. We don't need these anymore. Okay, I'll put save state there. That's a shitty place to save state. Okay, how do I make a disk here? Can I make one? Browser file. Can I just invent a disk name? I'm gonna just try. New text document save. I'll make it Midwinter save dot. It's supposed to be .adf. Will that work? I don't think so. We can try it. Okay, now I press any key. Yeah, it's not formatted. How do I format the bitch? How do I put? Where's my? Oh, is it in documents? FSUAE floppies. It's not in there. Shit. How do I make a floppy? How do I copy my floppy? I might have one sitting around somewhere that I made earlier, a long time ago. Let me go through the FSUAE folder, I guess. Jesus, I've got to keep shuffling my windows around. Okay. Emulation Amiga. I do have a save file. Disk. Okay, I'll just copy this one. It's called save.adf. That's got to be right. Alright, I'll delete that and call this one Midwinter save. Okay, now I'll put this one in, and we should be good to go. Alright, press the any key. It's not working? Hey. Alright, can I download one? FSUAE blank save floppy. Press F12 on the bottom. What the? How do I make a blank floppy? I need a blank floppy. Oh shit. Let me pause while I research. Okay, I figured it out. F12, and you go into removable media and enter on that, and it automatically gives you a save disk, just save disk generic. And now press the any key. Yeah, there we go. Beautiful. Alright, we can do this legit, no problem. And then F12, swap it in for Midwinter. Dunzo. Okay, brilliant. Okay, good shit, good shit. Okay, now that we've done that, let's just surrender to see what happens. So, well, actually, let's go out and do something. This is just to go through your members. We only have one member. We only have Stark. Okay, let's look at Stark. 33 years old. Oh, man, that used to be really old. For a video game, that's an old age, isn't it? That's like fucking a grandpa. He's at Cold Heart Hills, don't know where that is. He's made the FVPF into a disciplined, effective force fair man, but equally convinced that his way is best. He's never had much time for romance. Many were surprised when he fell for Sarah Maddox. Stark's nearest friends are Howard, Courtney, and Carl Rodzinski. Those are his friends. So everyone has friends and people they don't like. You can't recruit people that don't like you. So when you see someone, I'm going to have to look up their dossier to figure out if they're going to be friends and will work for me. Let me recruit them for the cause. Alright, so let's check the map, I guess, to start with. Explore the world. We're running at normal speed. Even running it at double speed, it's still shit. It looks shit. There's no way around it. Unless you want to run it in like super speed, but that kind of defeats the feeling of the game. So our only option is running it at normal speed, which is what I'm going to do. We're just going to have to suck it up at normal speed. And also, but I am running the 10 series, which is the next CPU up from the base Amiga 500 CPU, slightly faster in some ways, allegedly. You won't notice though. So here's the map. The enemy territory is here. This is General Master's domain, I would say. And we spawn in usually around here somewhere, I think. Normally, it's usually around here that we spawn in. I'm not sure what these circles mean. Are they occupied areas? They might be occupied, or are they heat mines? No. These might be occupied settlements. I'm not sure what the circle means. Yeah, this was generated, obviously procedurally generated, using an algorithm, a fractal. Looks nice to me. I'm cool with it. This game, yeah, just fascinated me. This is an open world game. It's an open island for you to explore. So there were times when I would I don't think I've really come down this way. How do I zoom out? Right click? Yeah. I've flown the hang glider down this way before and just flown out this way and landed near the ocean and just wondered what was out there. Ocean obviously, but it's cool how there's even these little dots which are islands. Theoretically, it should be possible to land on there. Well, that one's connected, but you know what I mean. Only trouble is you wouldn't be able to take off again because you only get hang gliders. It's just fascinating. I mean, it's a place you can explore. I mean, it's obviously just a procedurally generated island, but still. Let's zoom out all the way. Okay, so you can view. This is the relief map. No, that's the relief map. They're just different types of relief map. It takes a little while to load. Got to get used to that. I think this one's better. Easier to figure out. The red stuff means it's very steep, I think, or high altitude, one of the two. The green means it's low at sea level. It's hard to get up these steep areas. In fact, in some cases, it might be impossible. You'll crash trying to go up there. You can see, that's just heights. What about this one? Don't know. It doesn't say. It's in the manual, I'm sure. Alright, now we click get out of there. No, what am I clicking that for? Jesus Christ. Okay. You can... Oh, okay. Why is certain... Oh, okay. Yeah, so you can search for places. So if you're looking for a garage, click that. These filled in plus signs are places with garages. We're near some garages, which is great start, I guess. Oops. We'll get into all these different buildings. Yeah, okay, people. So these are the members of the FVPF. Why I'm turning off my VPN notifications. Hold on. This is just annoying me. No, it didn't let me. Hold on. We're gonna pull up the big one. Where did it go? It's hiding from me. It's hiding. Its days are numbered. I'm gonna when it pops up next time. Okay. No. Oh no. You zoom in, you can click full map. Yeah. Now you can highlight people. So Sergeant Llewellyn or whatever is there. And PC Pringles, Mr. Pringles, the chips guy, is here. Now these crosses represent enemy brigades. I don't know. You can see they're clustered around the HQ, and they're spreading out. They're radiating out through the island. Looks like they're coming through this way to start with, but there's one there as well. Yeah, you got your work cut out for you, I guess. It's generally, I think it's generally meant to be impossible to beat them, but it should be theoretically possible, because each one of these brigades has 60 buggies in it, and I think they have unlimited drones, but they have 60 buggies each. So, and if you take out the leader buggy, then the brigade gets disbanded. So you have, like, when you see a buggy, there's 1 in 60 chance that you can wipe it out if you kill the buggy. The buggies also have logistics in the form of fuel trucks and ammunition trucks, which you can also blow up, and that'll slow them down and make them shoot less. And there's, the special buggy, which has the general in it. So these are all led by one general, and if you get them, you can disband the enemy group. Okay, so what's next? That's everything, right? Yeah, next thing we do is decide where we want to go. So we'll go into our area. We've got Adams, Cahill, Lewin, and Kringle. I need to check the manual and see who we want to go for. Get the manual up. Yeah, it's not gonna be a fast thing. Okay. Now, you don't actually have to recruit anyone if you don't want to. In fact, I believe the easiest way to play the game is just to go to the base and blow it up, but I'm not going to do that. Oh man, how am I going to search through the fucking, all the people? Is there a, is it in alphabetical order or something? I don't know. Is there a, no, there won't be a table of contents, okay. Here's Mr. Pringles. I need to quickly look through, see if they don't like anyone. Doesn't have a problem with Stark. You'll see here he doesn't like Rudinsky and Jessup. It's simple as that. He doesn't like those people. If you ask him, if you're playing as them and you ask him to join, he won't join, basically. I think there might be some level of randomness. I don't know. There's Leowin, Sergeant Leowin. He doesn't. Flint doesn't like Leowin, and he generally gets along with everyone. This is going to take a while. So we've also got. So far it's looking okay. We need to do Adams and Cahill. I mean, this is how it would be done, right? At least it's every 4 pages. Alright, so Cahill is a ski teacher. She's friends with Rudinsky, or engaged. She's also got Davy Hart and Jenny Adams as pupils, so they probably get along. She hates Revel, so she's probably fine too. Here's the nerd guy. He's friends with Flint. He might be hard to team up with, I don't know. What was the other one? Was it Hart? No, it was Adams. Jenny Adams. 11-year-old kid. Schoolgirl, yes. Youngest of 3 sisters. Baby of the family, trying to prove herself. Admires Sarah Maddox. Wants to be a doctor. Has a boyfriend, Davy Hart. Envies his freedom. Okay, now we'll look at the skills. She might be useful for espionage, moving in closer to the enemy without getting destroyed. Okay, I'm just gonna fuck off VPN. There we go, that's better, I've turned it off. Now, she's okay at skiing because she gets skiing lessons. She's bad at everything else. Below means below average, I think. Okay, so she's a good option. Adams is the kid. It's going to be hard to remember, but... And there's the other kid, Davey. Yeah, they're both just good at skiing, and that's about it. Bad at everything else. This guy's okay at sniping, though. Alright, where was the other one? Kay-Gil. She's a good choice. She's excellent skier, so we could probably get her and then get her to get some other people. She's good at driving too, and average at sniping. I need to check what Stark's good at as well. Who was the other one? This guy's interesting. He seems to have some really good skills. Apparently the fittest man in the force and the only Zen Buddhist. He's got a friend Homer, right? So some people might be more open to recruitment than others. I'm not sure. I don't know how the dynamic exactly works. Yeah, so this guy... what's he good at? Nothing. He's not good at anything. He's okay at skiing. That's about it. Okay, so now is a good time. Oh, well, before we go further, there's a lot of details to go over, which can't be helped. That's just, it is what it is. What's this select? What does select mean? Can you, like, search for someone? I don't get it. This is how far you can zoom in, by the way. How come I can't select? Oh, you go to select and then do this? No? Yes? No? I don't know. What does it mean? I think you could probably, like, somehow get them to stay on the map. So you know where you're going? I don't know. It doesn't matter. Okay, so that's the whole fucking map. So let's figure out our course of action before we go any further. We'll get Kay-Gil and Adams, I think. That's probably the best way to go. So we'll stay here and do what we can here, and then we'll grab a buggy, and then we'll push to Adams and Kay-Gil, who can then have their own things to do. This is going to get complicated very quickly, isn't it? Like 32 people, man. How are you going to manage 32 people? Madness. But we probably won't need that many people. And there's no one to recruit here, so everyone we can recruit is up here. And there's like people all the way fucking up there. Where's Mr. Nerd guy? Where's the nerd? He's probably far away. Maybe we try to get to him. The nerd has a special ability. You can use him to recruit a random person, I think 3 random people on the radio, if memory serves. Where's the nerd? Where's Nerdy Boy? Can't find the guy. He's fucking, must be hidden somewhere. Is there like a way to search for someone in particular? How come I keep missing him? I should have seen him by now. There he is, in Diamond Valley. Is he just fucking chilling by himself? Why is he just by himself there? What the fuck? Oh, there he is, in Diamond Valley, just in a house. There's just a house there. Oops, I meant to click it. Oh, you can't click it? How do you get rid of people? Yeah, there's just literally just a house here, Mountains of Summer. That's an important place to get to, assuming we can find a way to get there. So yeah, we know our course of action. We're gonna hang here, get to a garage, and then swing northeast as best we can. It'll be tricky. Okay. Oh yeah, so the floppy sounds are working. That's nice. Okay, so that's that. Now we can see Stark's abilities here more easily. Morale goes down depending on how the war is going. It goes down or up. Energy is how much of this you have, I think. You can spend your energy. Once it runs out, your dude has to rest. Alertness is sleep. Endurance is how long you can go before your shit gets depleted. I don't know sturdiness. That's probably how well you can endure injuries. Optimism, not sure. And then, of course, these skills here are the basic action skills: skiing, gliding, driving, sniping, sabotage. I don't know how sabotage factors into things. I think maybe you need to use more dynamite to blow something up. I don't know. Okay, what else? So, go back here and just do our save. We don't need to really, but why not? Whatever, who cares? This is convenient. This works better than I thought it would. It's very easy and quick. Quicker than in the real thing. We'll just do a quick mess around. So first things first, we'll show the world, which will probably be extremely underwhelming. So here we are now in the action menu. I think it's currently 6 o'clock, and we have until 8 o'clock to do our stuff, because everyone gets a turn for 2 hours, and then they have to wait for everyone else to use up their turn. And after everyone's used their turn, you synchronize the watches, and then everyone gets another 2 hours. I think you can go over it a little bit. Like, if you're out in the world, you can go over the time. Alright, just for fun, we will demo this action menu. So it should be 6, but it might be 8, I don't know. There's also that just goes to the person. You can do group actions. If things weren't complicated enough, you can do actions as groups. So this is the solo action menu, and then there should be a group action menu that comes in as well. So your options are sniping and skiing. Generally, you will just want to go straight into sniping because you're being attacked. As the game led off, you're being attacked, and that's what's happening in the game. So this will just be messing around, and then we'll reload. I've got plenty of Red Bull here, so we can do what we got to do. This could take a long time of a lot of messing around if we want to do it properly. So this is the... I need to turn this down so I can hear myself think. Okay. This is it. So we've got like something like 3 or 4 frames a second. That's it. That's what you get. We're in the sniper rifle. Those bullets represent mags, I believe. Now we've been shot at. Something's coming at us. Yeah, there's a missile coming at us. I don't know if you can shoot it. You press space to shoot. A shot. We shoot this drone coming to fuck us up. That's a drone. Dead. At the bottom you see flashing lights. That's your hearing. There's a buggy shooting missiles at us, basically. So at this point we need to move. So I'm going to press S to go into skiing mode. And now we press left click. The mouse is the recommended way to control the game. For some reason, that's what they say. They say you should use the mouse. Now I'm using the mouse, and you can move the mouse up to go faster, and then you can right click to stop suddenly, and press S to go into sniping. And we want to blow that up, so we just do our best. Like so. It's not going very fast for some reason. I thought I got a hit. You can zoom in with left click, hold down left click to zoom in, and you can zoom out with right click. This guy is not very steady. As you can see, he's shaking all over the place. Again, we got hit by a missile. That's what happens if they shoot like maybe 5 at you or something, or 4 or so. Eventually it'll hit you and you're fucked. That's it, you're ninjaed. So I showed the sniping and skiing. There's little bit more to it than that, but that's most of it. Yeah, that's the time now. It's 6:16. We got fucking injured. We got hit by a missile. So we get forced into the action menu. This is the energy we used up sniping. Not much. It's okay. And that's that. Now we need to check what's happened to us. What has happened? What has become of us? We are fine. We are fine here. So that's good. This guy's sniping is good. So I'd hate to see how bad it can get. His driving is excellent. Skiing is good. So he's a good starting character. It'll be good if we get a vehicle. I don't know, like if that's good sniping, I'd hate to see bad sniping. I'll tell you that much. So that's that. The other thing is this: every member has one SOS flare, which we will just use for the hell of it. Right now, I'll show you. And that takes you, so you get rescued, you launch a distress flare, you get rescued. If you get injured, then you can use that. And at some time passed, 1 hour passed, we're in a settlement. It takes you to a nearby settlement somewhere. I don't know if it's the nearest or what. This green represents the body parts. There's head, arms, legs. I don't know if torso is a body part. I can't remember. For different skills, you need different body parts. So for skiing, you need to have all your limbs. For driving, you just need one leg, one arm. For sniping, I think you need both arms. I'm not sure. I think getting injured might affect how good you are at the skills. I don't know. So now we're in a location. Not sure where we are. Oh, it says we're at Cold Heart. It doesn't say what building we're in for some reason, but we can go to the town, clicking this. And this is it. This is the town, Cold Heart Settlement. There's a heat mine, a warehouse, a garage, a house, and a house. Okay, if you click move, that's just a quick button, I think, to go skiing, I think. Should I explain things? I'll explain things for myself, I guess. The heat mine is a strategic objective. It's no value to us. It's only a value to the enemy. It doesn't matter if we blow it up. The enemy wants to capture it. So if you blow it up, it makes it easier for them because they don't need to capture it. So you just leave it. The warehouse, I think, has ammo. You click the warehouse. You click the warehouse. It's held by the enemy. It's captured. Yeah, the enemy owns this place, so we're fucked. There's probably ammo in there, so we can blow that up. If we blow that up, I think they will have less resupply for their unit nearby it. There's the garage. I'll just show the house. Houses are not too dangerous. They don't get occupied. You can eat to replenish energy and sleep to replenish alertness. That's pretty much it. We will eat, I guess. I don't know. Num num num. Okay, we don't need to sleep yet, but I guess if you drag on a long time, you'd probably need to sleep. Go back out. Yeah, energy is refilled. That's important. You got to do that. If you run out of energy, you can't fucking do anything. You faint, and then you're in trouble. So now there's the garage, which should have a vehicle in it. Sometimes it'll be damaged and need repairs. You can refuel and you can repair vehicles in the garage. But I don't know how you can repair vehicles. I think generally if you crash, you just lose your vehicle and that's that. There's 3 different types of vehicles. Fox, wolf, and cat, I think. Fox, I think, is in the middle. There's some are faster and some have more weapons, and that's it. That's the trade-off, basically. So we'll go in the Fox, I guess. Okay, so now I'll just quickly check the manual. Should I pull up the manual? Okay. So, the briefing is here. We've already done that. So basically, yeah, you gotta grab the villagers and recruit them, and general masters will advance across the island, and you have to cross. You just mobilize the peace force, launch the counterattack. That's it. Basically, blow up the HQ. Okay. So what haven't I explained? There's so much random shit. So morale influences everything. Depends how individuals and how the group is doing. Like my morale might have gone down. Let me check. Has my morale gone down yet? No, it's still excellent, but it could change. Energy, that's the... so his energy reserves... This is his energy reserves. It goes into this thing. This is your immediate energy, and this is your long-term energy. When you eat, it replenishes long-term energy and sleep as well. Oops, what am I doing? So your energy is here. It goes into this thing, and yeah, as it goes into here, it'll go down, and then you eat or sleep, and it goes back up. Alertness. Let me see. Does energy change anything else? Doesn't seem like it. Alertness influences sabotage, sniping, and driving. Most influenced. Skiing and hang gliding are not as much influenced by it. It depends on your sleep. That's it. Endurance is fixed, and it depends how quickly these things drop. That's it. That's everything for that. Okay. Sturdiness, optimism, strength, stamina. Sturdiness is recovery from damage, and how quickly he recovers from sleep or rest. Optimism is fixed and determines how much his morale is affected. So here we have good sturdiness. So we can recover reasonably quickly from injuries, and our morale is also should stay reasonably good. Okay. Strength determines how easily you get hurt. So strength determines how easily you get hurt. Our strength is good, so we'll be okay. Staminade is fixed, determines maximum energy levels. Our staminade is excellent. That one confuses me. I guess if your stamina is bad, your energy can only replenish a certain amount. I don't know, it's weird. Sharpness is fixed. Ours is at excellent. Determines maximum level of alertness. Wow, so there's caps on how much you can bring up energy and alertness. Don't know why those are things. They don't seem particularly necessary. It just says it's important to account for skills. Muscle power indicator, that was the red man we saw. That's how much energy you have. It gets used up. It gets used up more from more active activities like skiing. Common sense. If it goes to 0, when it goes to 0, you have to rest or sleep. But if you're outside while it happens, you should not allow it to fall to 0 while in action mode, because you can faint and then you crash, and then he'll just have to rest for 5 minutes at a time to regain energy. That's pretty much it, yeah. But you don't want to faint because you'll crash. But I think you can rest by clicking the watch. Let me check. Can you rest by clicking the watch? And you keep clicking the wrong fucking window. If you go here... not sure. There should be some option to rest. I think if you click the watch or something. I think if you click the watch or something, you can rest for 5 minutes, but maybe it's only if you're tired. I think that's the case, how it works. The watches, yeah, that's just the time. The 2 watches. you get 2 hours of activity, then you've got to synchronize with everyone. So that's how turns are done. You're basically racing against time to prevent the enemy from capturing the last heat mine. Yep. And yeah, everyone needs to work together. In theory, that's the idea behind the game. Interesting. Yeah, so we've mentioned the 2 watches. When you've used up all your time, you have a situation report. We can do that. You can click that any time. The main thing you want to do is keep an eye on how many heat mines you have. When it goes to 0, then you surrender, basically. So let's have a look at that. I got to keep remembering to not have my manual in the way. Can I make it a little bit transparent, just in case I fuck up? Should be able to do that. Why is it? Oh yeah, it should be cropped, shouldn't it? Where's transparency? Looks like there isn't one. There should be one. What's LUT? What the hell is LUT? Color correction, color key, crop pad, tone mapping. The fuck? Why isn't there a fucking transparency? Interesting. Blending. Oh man, I didn't know I needed to know all this. Yeah, there doesn't seem to be a transparency. That's weird. Surely there should be. You'd think that would be important. Yeah, there doesn't seem to be any way to make it transparent. Okay, whatever. Who cares? Alright. So, yeah. Well, we've got 10 minutes, so we'll just drive the Fox, I guess. I don't know, man. So, yeah, we're surrounded by enemies because there was an enemy brigade on us, which attacked us. So, we're in the shit. We'll just drive this to show it off. You get 3 types of missiles. Jesus, what the fuck? How do I shoot again? I don't know how to shoot. Oh, you press P to pause, by the way. I think it's ZXC, but I can't remember what each individual missile is. C will be the long-range torpedo, X will be the medium-range torpedo, and I think Z must be the ground-to-air torpedo, so I'll shoot ground-to-air real quick. No? No, I guess that's not it. How do I... We're getting mortared. That's being mortared. How do I shoot the torpedoes? I don't think it says it in the manual. This is, yeah, it's very... There's a lot of shit going on, basically. Where's the fucking keys for the buggy? Is it in here? Better be. Oh, okay. Here it is. Surface-to-air missiles are right-click. Ground-to-ground is left-click, and torpedo, long-range torpedoes are space. So, what is it? We need, right-click for surface-to-air. Well, let's try that, I guess. Oops, I'm gonna forget to fucking close my manual. I'm swear. Alright, right-click. Yeah, right-click with sensor surface-to-air missile. It's being fucking useless, and we got bombed. Brilliant. This is why it's probably best not to have the game running at 4x speed, because you won't be able to make effective decisions. It looks like we somehow survived. Okay still. We hurt our leg. I don't know which leg. Let's just say our left leg. Yes, so my left leg is damaged. It's yellow, which means it's just injured, but it's not out of commission, I don't think. When it goes red, that means it's like, you know, broken or something. If it's just yellow like this, it's not like destroyed. First aid, I don't know if you can do it on yourself. I think you need someone else to do it on you. So you're basically fucked until you can find someone else. Oh, it won't let us use the buggy anymore, so the buggy's kaput. Okay, so we can only snipe or ski at this point. Okay, so we'll just continue skiing, which is dangerous, yeah, because we're injured. You need your whole body for skiing. So if you get injured, you're fucked, basically. Hopefully we'll be okay to get to somewhere. We'll just quickly run back to the place where we were. It should be on our mini-map. It's not far away, I hope. Yeah, it's just over here. You need to get within like 1 pixel of it to see it. So now we'll at least get to see the skiing. So you mouse up, and so now we're walking, apparently, at 14 miles per hour. That's a bit fast, isn't it? To be walking. Once you get to a downhill section, you can left click. We'll just ignore all this bullshit. You can press space to throw grenades. Not particularly useful, because you're not often going to get close to a buggy. Once you get missiles coming at us, those are from the buggies, not from the airplanes. Now we're skiing downhill, going reasonably fast. There's a speed meter up there, as well as, you know, our actual speed, and then we get here, and right click to stop, and now press X, and we should be able to enter the village. Okay, so here we've run out of time, we've used some energy, we can't do anything, and there's no one else to use, so we just synchronize our watches, and we'll get a situation report. We have 16 heat mines, we've destroyed 1 enemy vehicle, that's it, basically. It doesn't count the drone aircraft. The enemy's captured 5 of our people, but we can free them by blowing up wherever they're captured, so that's not a major issue. They hold 8 factories, 7 synth plants. These are for fuel. Factories are for ammo, synth plants are for fuel. I think warehouses are for both, I forget. They hold 3 radio stations, that's their jamming ability. If you can get rid of all their radio stations, that's good. They have 32 units, 32 brigades, whatever you want to call them, 4,066 vehicles, that's quite a lot. I don't know how many heat mines we start with. Do we start with 16? I'm not sure. That's it, so now we've gained more time. That's that, basically. Now we should be in the village, yes. Now what you can do is, you can go into the house again, obviously, but I don't think you can do first aid. You can rest. So my guess is that if you're like this, you can heal without first aid. But I'm not sure. Let's just press sleep. How much time do we lose? We sleep until we run out of time, I guess. So now we have to do another situation report. We'll do that. Now we've lost a heat mine. So as you can see, the situation deteriorates rapidly. Once you run out of heat mines, that's it. It's Jova. Now, normally being in an occupied village is not good, which we currently are. But if you're in a house, the enemy isn't going to generally search the houses. I think they generally only search these areas, so you don't want to end your turn in these places or you run the risk of getting captured. But if you're in a house, I think you'll be okay even if the town gets captured. So that's not a major concern. Not sure about garages. Now here we can repair a new buggy. So I guess we've either found a buggy in here or we brought our buggy over. I don't know. We just repair. That'll take time to fix the buggy. Vehicle repaired. What do we get? How long did it take? It took 90 minutes and we get our fox back, I guess. I don't know if this is the same fox or if it's a new one. Doesn't matter. And that's pretty much it. Now we check the map and see the situation. And we go to people. The enemy is still hanging out here. Somehow there's someone all the way up here. I don't know how that happened. Was that always like that? And there's these guys advancing here. These guys are pushing out. Still continuing to push out. Yeah, as you can see, we're not in a good position. Time is against us. The game is set up generally so that you're not going to be able to stop them. You might be able to stop these guys, and these guys, and these guys if you try really hard. But you probably won't be able to stop all these guys unless you want to spend a day sniping. I don't know. That's pretty much everything. I guess now we can just fuck around with the buggy real quick to demonstrate that, and then that's pretty much everything we need to go over straight away. I need to get this at a good volume. We're still injured, so the sleep wasn't enough, but maybe with time. And here we're being attacked right now a lot, but as if you move away from the enemy brigade, you'll not worry about, you won't get attacked as much. You'll mostly just see air drones, I think. So we'll try hit this one again with an air-to-air. That's fine. Yeah, as you can see, you get hit by missiles a lot, especially in the buggy. I think generally you'll just want to fuck off in the buggy. But if you're skiing or sniping, generally you're not in such a bad situation. How are we doing this? Now we hurt our head. Morale is now gone down a lot. But all the other attributes are the same. So that's okay. Morale affects everything. So that means we'll probably find it harder to do our actions. Sniping will probably be even worse. Fortunately our arms are still okay though. Once your body part goes red, I think you're mostly helpless unless there's a buggy around. You can be a passenger in a buggy, so you can probably do that while injured. And that's pretty much it. Was there anything else? I'll just go to the tree, I guess. You can snipe from bunkers and churches, and you can also snipe from trees. You can snipe from anywhere, and when you're sniping, you're a little bit safer from getting killed, because you're lying down in the snow. So if you hit the snipe button here, we should get up in the tree. Yeah, we're up in the tree. That's a good way to see better. And as you can see with the terrain, being able to see better is a pretty good idea. These guys will generally come into view at some point. So like this, we're a little bit safer from missiles, because we're a smaller target, so they'll usually miss the first few shots. And then you have a chance to run away or kill whatever's coming for you. And that's it, that's everything, except surrendering, I guess. As you can see, time is passing, and energy is getting spent, and we've also only got so many bullets, so at some point we would need to replenish our bullets. So here comes someone, we'll just blow them up. If we can. I don't know if you can shoot the missiles. It's best to just shoot a lot. In my experience, it's best to just unload, because it's better than getting killed. If getting injured is the worst thing that happens because it takes ages to heal, and by the time you're healed, the war is probably fucking over by then anyway. So what you can do is you can just hang around here and just snipe your heart out. But once you run out of ammo, we've used up most of our ammo. I don't know if I hit the missile or not. I can't tell. What happened here? Oh, we hit the general. That's what happens. We actually took out the enemy general, and we've disbanded their brigade, which means now they have one less unit that they can use to capture your stuff, which is a huge deal. That's Captain Buchanan, and now also there will not be people around here to harass us. Now it'll be peaceful. As you can see, it's peaceful, but there will still be drones around, I think. Maybe. Yeah, well, there's a drone here. Better take care of him, and if he's coming back for us. I assume normally they'd just come for you, but I don't know how it works. If they... Looks like it just buggered off. Oh, he's coming around. Yeah, once you see them, I think generally you're fucked. But that's sorted now. And that's that. Now... we got lucky, and we are in a position to do stuff. I don't know. I think we'll just continue with this save, since it's pretty lucky that we destroyed them. Yeah, it's really, you're really in the shit with these drones. They're just everywhere, it seems. They don't give you a break. We need to get another fucking buggy going, and then I guess that'll be it, and then I'll save, and then I'll show you the surrender, I guess. So we get a downhill, so hopefully we can start skiing. No, not yet, that's not enough of a downhill. So we're stuck walking, and it seems we're walking slower. I think. Can't tell. So yeah, you can walk up slopes like so, and then once you get to a downhill you can start skiing. Jesus, these drones just won't stop. We're gonna get mortared, and you gotta be careful with stuff like this, because if you go into like a really steep gradient... is he bombing us? No, we're getting mortared, okay. We got hit by a mortar. Yeah, this might actually be it for us. We might be injured and unable to do anything, and that's it, we lose the game probably. Let's have a look. Well, we don't lose, but we sit here until we lose. Yeah, we've lost our leg, and we don't have anyone to give us first aid. So, let's just see how it plays out. We have to do another situation report. We've lost yet another heat mine. How are we doing? It's 14 o'clock. Yeah, we've got almost 2 hours. But we're injured, so we can't do dick, really. We can use our time to go into a house. We can't give ourselves first aid. We can eat and fucking sleep. That's it. That's all we can do. And we're just gonna stay injured, probably. Let's see what happens. We need to kind of let things play out. Sleep for another 2 hours, see what happens. Still injured. We lost 3 heat mines in that turn. As you can see, the situation deteriorates quickly. Now there's 5 radio stations occupied by the enemy. And as they capture these things, they replenish their logistics. So even if you take out units, the other units will still be restocking themselves. So we got to do another rest. I don't think there's really anything we can do. I think we're basically boned at this point. 10 heat mines still. Let's see, just see what happens. See if we can survive. But it's not, at this point, it's pretty much over for us. Down to 8 heat mines. Still injured. Yeah, I mean, it could, I mean, in real life, you'd need like multiple days. And as you can see by how things are progressing, it's basically not much chance of us having enough time. 7 heat mines. Seven heat mines still. Yeah. I think it's set up so that you might get a lucky break on the first enemy that attacks you, because I've killed the general multiple times on that first instance. But yeah, it's not going to do you any good if you get injured. 7 heat mines still. This just gives us an idea of how much time we have. Let's just see how much time we get. Yeah, we're going to just be injured the whole time, I think. We're down to 6 heat mines. Can we go skiing? No. Yeah, we can't do anything. We're just boned. We're just screwed in the arse. Let's check how we're doing. Morale is bad. Everything else is okay. Did we sleep? Yeah, we went nights. It's the next morning, I think. Is it? I'm not sure. Is it 24-hour time? I think it is. We're down to 6 heat mines. At this point, you're in big trouble. It doesn't say how many heat mines they have. It'd be nice to know. Still injured. Even our yellow injuries are still there. So yeah, it's like, if you get injured, it's kind of over. You don't really heal unless you get first aid, and even then it probably takes a couple of situation reports before you can recover. 5 heat mines. Still injured. 5 heat mines. I guess we'll check the map. How's the map going? So you can see more occupied villages. They've spread out pretty much around the whole island. Mostly just places up in the mountains remain. These heat mines are still okay. That heat mine is still okay. And that's about it. That's everything we have. So I guess in theory what you could do is set up a defense around this area. And try and stall for time that way. Where's the other one? 1, 2, 3, 4. Where's the 5th? I can't see the 5th unoccupied heat mine. I think it's there. No. I only see 4 unoccupied heat mines, and they're all exposed. There's none of them are really in a hidden area, except... Nah, they're all on flat ground. Because, yeah, geothermal, so they would be on flat ground. Easy for the enemy to get. And now we will see the enemy's disposition. No, there's no units up this way yet. This one's coming. These guys have cleared up here, basically. They're coming for this one, basically. And this one's going to sweep up this way. If you kind of have someone here, you might buy yourself a fair bit of time. Because you'll get these guys, but then there'll be 2 more coming. These guys are still just chilling here. Oh, and the enemy... Where's the enemy HQ? You can select headquarters. That's the enemy HQ, Shining Hollow. This is their primary base, and it's surrounded by enemy units, so you're going to get attacked coming in. These guys are most likely on defense. Yeah, so that's up to you to figure out how to get in there and attack them. Yeah, maybe we'll have some time. Maybe it'll take a while for them to take the last heat mines. They're going to get one very soon. Down to 4 heat mines. Still injured. Yeah, it looks like we're just not going to heal no matter what we do. Like, we're just stuck. We're stranded. It's down to 3. Yeah, so they're down to the 3 that we saw. Still injured. Nothing is healed. So yeah, if you don't have first aid, I think you just can't do anything. Let's see how they're going. I reckon the unit will be making progress towards the heat mine. Yeah, he's coming for it. And then there's more coming behind, another 3 whole units. So we could probably take this one, but within another like 4 hours there'd be 3 units coming in. So it's a kind of, yeah, losing battle basically. And it looks like, yeah, I'd guess that you just don't heal if you're on your own, so you're stuck. That's it. You're just lost basically. You're just crippled and waiting for the end to happen. Oh, they took one of the heat mines. Let's have a look at the map. That's basically most of it. There's a few more niche things, but we'll cover those as we encounter them. Yeah, that's that basically. And also the people get captured. So if the person's in a captured village, they're probably captured, but civilians probably are not captured. They'll probably just be in their house. But the peace force will probably be locked up in their prison for their settlement or something. And then you got to blow up the prison, and then you get them, but they'll be injured. So, but you don't need first aid kits. Fortunately, you can just do first aid and then wait for them to get better. So, but yeah, without first aid, you're screwed. We're basically done here. We're gonna be fucked very, very soon. In fact, we might be fucked in the next turn. And no healing has occurred. Let's check our stats. Everything's as it was. Rested up. When we're rested up, we're not hungry because we haven't been burning energy, so that all makes sense. Do we get one more situation report? No, we're done. We're dead. So, 18 people have been captured. That's most of the peace force, but only one peace force person is uncaptured, I think. But all of the civilians, I think, are not captured. You can recruit them without any dramas. We took out 57 enemy vehicles. Hey, I'm not, that's something. Yeah, they've fucked us in the arse. Do they have more now? Or no, they don't. They don't have more. They've still got. So it says here, and it's day 3. 3 days, that's it. We have no heat mines left. We have surrendered to General Masters. Now watch this. I got to see this a few times in my time. You should have known it. Well, okay, rebellious dogs, you should have known it was useless to resist me. I, General Masters, am the greatest warlord the world has ever known. You have lost the battle, and now you will lose your lives. And you can hear people getting shot in the background. Lovely. Yeah, there you go. Firing squads. So I think General Masters represents some kind of aristocrat. A bit like the Enclave in Fallout. I think he's some outsider who kind of just came in with a bunch of. He's probably a warlord. It's been like 100 years after the world ended, so he's probably some warlord who has a big army of like mercenaries, and they're just raping and pillaging, and now he's here to establish himself and kill everyone who's a problem, and that includes me and all my friends. So we lost. All my friends are dead. Game over. We're all getting shot right now. Okay. Thanks, General Masters. You're a legend. And that's it. You press space and you go to the main menu, I guess. Do you? That's it. Yeah, I lost. I suck. The end. Cool. So yeah, this was a game I played I don't know, maybe 10 or so times, and lost every time as a kid because I had no idea what I was doing, really. Yeah, that was a big info dump on how to play, and that's most of it. I'll just have a brief flick through the manual, see if there's anything else I've missed. This episode will just be the info dump and intro, and then next episode I'll carry on like normal without any info dumping. That's probably the best way to do it, I would say. Don't press Q. I need a proper mute button somewhere. I don't know, guys. Well, I've got the mute button on my microphone. I'm a fucking idiot. Okay, so is there anything else worth bringing up? I'm gonna fucking kill that dog. It's just a baby. It'll calm down after a year. So, and there's a medic here, but I don't think he actually will medic you any better than anyone else. There's no first aid skill, so yeah, it's just, usual practical skills. So yeah, it says here it's a race against time, as we've noticed. Okay, anything worth pointing out before I finish? You can you can filter for multiple buildings, but there's not really any need for it, I don't think, generally, because you're generally after one thing. Okay, at maximum magnification, each pixel corresponds to a facet. I think that's like one poly, I don't know. This just changes the color. Oh no, so I think that's height map and that's steepness map, I think. That's a steepness map if I had to guess, I don't know. Not sure. I think it is, yeah, I think it is a steepness map. When you recruit, you can pick who you want to recruit, I think. Like who you want to do the recruiting, which can be important. Yeah, we went over the crosses. I'll try to go quickly. You can hang glide, you can go on a cable car. It's good for getting up in the mountains. Hang gliding is a difficult thing. I have hang glided a few times. It's pretty hard. Landing is obviously the hardest bit. Yeah, it's mostly just for fun. I don't think there's a huge need for it. It might have some tactical value if you're attacking the headquarters. You go up into a mountain. Cable cars always connect to a hang glider, so you take a cable car, and you get on a hang glider. You can recruit. There's your companion menu: sabotage, eat, sleep, first aid, repair, refuel, rearm, supplies. That's sniper and dynamite. Yeah, you get dynamite. We'll see that. And use radio only if possible if you are at a radio tower, I think. Yeah, so this talks about the node guy. He is electronics dude. He knows how to use radios. If you get him to a non-occupied radio station, he can override the jamming temporarily and recruit up to 4 people. And then that's it. You get 4 random people, up to 4 random people, which is pretty handy because they'll be around the world randomly. Yeah. Okay, there's hang gliding. That looks fucking sweet. These sketches look pretty amazing. They have a nice artist. So we've seen skiing. That's very straightforward. Tells you to pause, speed, slope, compass, minimap. It's all straightforward. Nothing fancy here. I think turning while going on a steep slope is not a good idea. You can crash while skiing. Yeah, it says here you start by walking, and then once you get to a slope, you can get moving. Once you get moving, then you can go pretty fast. Don't collide with anything, and yeah, don't go into too steep of a place. The skiing skill determines how easily you crash. Yep. That's fine. You can just press M for the map at any time. That's nice to know. Yeah, you want to use your ears. If you hear something, you're in trouble. Yeah, it seems it's probably a good idea in many cases to run away. Probably starting out, it's best to run away. But I think it's probably a good strategy to try and take out the general to start with. I think that's a good idea. Yeah, health and your sniping skill influences your ability to hold the fucking thing steady. You can replenish bullets at a magazine. At a church, you can snipe from the top of the church, and you can also snipe from bunkers, which is obviously a good way to pick out enemies. We went over the torpedoes, so you get a short range ground to ground, you get a long range ground to ground, and you get a ground to air. That's all you get. The long range ground to ground is the most effective torpedo, but you only get a couple of them, depending on which buggy you go in. You can roll over the buggy, which will make you break it, and then you can't use it anymore, so you can't take it into mountains, basically. There's the cable car. In the cable car, you can just chill and look around. You won't get attacked. Hang gliding, that'll be fun. That comes after cable cars. So that'll be two interesting things at once. It tells you how to hang glide. You basically run off a mountain and hope that it works out. And hope that you can figure out how to fly while you're in the air. There are thermals, so you can gain altitude by flying near the cliffs. So theoretically, if you can figure out how to hang glide, you can probably get pretty far. I have done it before because it was difficult, so I wanted to do it. Yeah, it can be done. It's very difficult though. I don't think most people would have done it because it's very risky. But if you save and before you do it, you could probably get a lot of practice in. Landing is annoying because you have to obviously burn up all your energy. There's no easy way to do that. You can press space to look down on the hang glider. There's a lot of pages on hang gliding. Obviously, once you crash the hang glider, you can't use it anymore. It doesn't matter because you can't use it anyway once you land, generally, unless you're in the mountains. And good luck landing in the mountains. The hang gliders have missiles? I don't fucking remember that. That's fucking insane. Left click for missiles. Jesus Christ. Okay. A person can agree or disagree to join you. Relationships play a factor. I'm not sure if there's a dice roll involved or not. I don't know. I don't know if it's always guaranteed or not guaranteed if you get a recruitment. No idea. And then they can travel together in buggy or cable car, and they can eat and sleep together, which I don't know if that changes anything. I don't know. And first aid, obviously, very important. Oh yeah, so the buggies here, snow foxes carry 2, snow cats carry 4, snow wolves carry 6. So obviously the foxes are the smallest. That's the one we had. It's the smallest, carries only 2 people and has less ammo. Snow cats are in the middle, they can carry 4 people, and they have probably a little bit more missiles. And then the snow wolves, that's what you want, they're heavy armor, carry 6 people, and they'll probably have a lot of missiles, so you'll want to find a snow wolf. And then you'll want to not break it, obviously. It's probably worth remembering where you found a snow wolf so you can get more. I think that's how it works. Sabotage. Different buildings need different amount of dynamite, I think, and then there's the number of sticks necessary to blow it up. That's probably tied to skill. And it also takes time. Each full circle represents an hour. Then you click the detonator, that's fun. Each box of dynamite contains 2 bundles of 6 sticks, so that's 12 sticks. Yeah, it says each person has different skill on that. Their health, size, and the strength of the building determines how much... No, the size and strength of the building determines how much dynamite you need and how much time it will take. Obviously, doing that at the HQ will be a big job, I imagine. Might take more than 12 sticks, who knows. It'd probably be better to get someone apart from Stark to do it, I'm guessing. Some buildings take so long that you'll overrun by several hours your time period, which is probably stressful. Okay, yeah, you can rest for 5 minutes. We haven't done that yet, but we'll try that later. Yeah, if the enemy captures one of your peace officers and puts him in prison, you can destroy the prison and then recruit them normally. They might be injured, I'm not sure, maybe not. Yeah, if you blow up enemy factories, they have less ammunition. If you blow up the synthesis plants, they have less fuel. Warehouses deprive them of both. And you also want to go after the radio stations, obviously, because of the jamming. And apparently, yeah, it's a good idea. If you think a place is going to get captured, it might be best to just blow it up, because you won't be able to use it anyway at that point. Rescue normally happens automatically. If you get injured in a crash and can't move, you'll find yourself in the nearest town. Rescued by the locals, but you could also get rescued by the enemy and imprisoned, which will be game over for Stark. Okay, so first aid, it can be orange or red limbs. You can be helped in your recovery. It seems like it's the only way, best I could see. Injured party must be in the company of another person. All Peace Force members have first aid training, but the nurse and the doctor are better at it. Okay, so that's good to know. They heal faster. Is this the number of hours? Because that's fucking long. It looks like it takes like 6 hours to heal something. That's insane. Do they have to keep doing it or not? I don't think that's specified. Oh no, that's how long it takes to bandage. Okay. Doctors and nurses will apply white bandages. Everyone else will apply grey. It doesn't say... I think it just heals them straight away. Oh no, it speeds up recovery. It doesn't make them instantly healthy. Yeah, so they have to take time to recover. I don't know how long. Okay, and it takes time to do it. There's refueling, rearming at the garage generally, or magazine. Probably at the synthesis plant, I would guess. Magazine and store, you can also replenish. Bullets, grenades, dynamite. Stores only have limited stocks of dynamite, that's good to know. That's okay. So the bunkers, yeah, you can shoot from the bunkers. That's about all you can do with that. Cable car station, you can ride the cable car. Church, you can snipe, but you also get a morale boost the first time you visit. The first visit raises morale somewhat, so that could be useful. I don't know if anyone's gonna exploit that. Probably not. Factories make ammo. That's it. And yeah, some of these places have dynamite as well. Yeah, you can always repair a buggy. There's always a chance to repair a buggy, and I guess it takes about 90 minutes. Oh no, you don't know how long it takes. It can take up to 4 hours. Jesus Christ. Or it could take minutes. Interesting. Headquarters. No picture. That's the main goal. Heat mines. Once they're all captured, you lose, obviously. There's little point blowing them up because they're either captured, you can't get them back, so there's no point blowing them up. They don't do anything. Houses are mostly just for the shelter and recruiting civilians. And yeah, the mountain huts are just for sniping, I think. No, you don't snipe from them, but you can snipe in the mountains, and you can rest in the hut, I guess. Magazines, ammo, and dynamite, and grenades. Yep. Oh, you can also rearm vehicles. Yeah, there's a fair bit to remember. Police stations for recruiting peace officers. You can also have a rest, but you might, if the enemy takes the police station, you're fucked. The radio stations are another strategic point because if they will capture the radio stations, if you capture all enemy radio stations, a message automatically comes to all members of the force, and you'll have all 32 members on your side. Okay, well that's strange. I guess everyone's a member? Even the civilians? I don't know, whatever. I guess the civilians just decide to join. So yeah, you'll end up with whole fucking 32 people. So at that point, you'll probably be able to win the game, I would hope, if you can manage, but it's probably normally too difficult. Stores, more supplies, sometimes dynamite, but not always. Whatever, okay. Synthesis mines, fuel for vehicles, yep. It controls their mobility, so if you deprive them of fuel, they will move across the map slower. That's important to know. So maybe if you do that, maybe you could have like a week instead of 3 days, I don't know. Warehouses are fuel and ammunition, so you want to blow those up. General Masters has 32 mobile units, each has about 60 vehicles. They also have the bombers and mortars. I'm assuming it's unlimited. The enemy is obviously concentrated around the HQ. They go after the heat mines. They have to stick to the lowlands, so if you're in the mountains, you're mostly safe. But it's a pain in the ass getting up there. Each unit has a supply train of tankers and ammunition trucks, and they travel in convoys. So if you blow up fuel trucks and ammo trucks, they'll shoot less, or they'll move slower on the map. And they travel in convoys, which means that if you see one and you stick around, you might see another one, so you might get some good hits in on the enemy. Although I think the best thing to do is just to hope you get the general. I'd say that's the best strategy, if you're in a good position for that. Yeah, it says here, just sometimes you can just destroy anything that might get captured. It might be a good strategy. Enemy units are less likely to attack civilian members of the team, especially the children and elderly Miss Randalls. Whereas Stark is obviously a big target. Oh shit, there's even more here. General Master's army has 6 colonels, and each colonel has 5 squadrons. So... well, Jesus Christ. The colonel has 1 squadron under his command, and then there's 4 others led by a captain. So that means, I think, if you take out the colonel, you might be able to take out 5 entire squadrons. That's my guess what they mean there. Yeah, so the first thing is, if you wipe out the command vehicle, they'll get wiped out. But also, if you take out a high proportion of the enemy, that'll also break them up. So those are your 2 options. Yeah, if you destroy a colonel or squadron, the whole brigade will disband. That's pretty nuts. So, the Snow Witch, that's the command vehicle. You want to kill that the moment you see it. That's heavy armor. They are... I think they're slower. I don't know. I guess they would be slower. Snowcat is medium armor. Or light armor. Snowfox is recon. Scout unit. There's this ammo truck, and there's the fuel truck. And it says that they travel in convoys somewhere here. They move along a fixed route, and they're easy targets if you can find them, and they are vulnerable to ambushes. So if you find one, you might find more. The enemy vehicles have similar missiles to you. You can dodge them. They have a proximity fuse. This is the drone stuff. We didn't see a bomber yet. We'll see one soon enough, I'm sure. And yeah, the mortars will fuck you up. The shells move in drop in patterns, so you can try to dodge them. The salvos fall in straight lines, so you can try and avoid them. Apparently the bombers are more dangerous. You gotta shoot them down before they do a run on you, I guess. Saving and loading, no drama. And you can surrender, end the game just by surrendering. That's fine. If you kill the HQ, you win, that's it. But you have to synchronize watches one last time. Whatever. Oh, there's a very rare situation that also you can win if you hold out for more than 40 days. And the troops will rebel and desert. There's no stalemate. Fascinating. I forgot about that. That's everything. That's the whole thing. Holy shit. Okay, so that was a almost 2-hour long info dump. Jesus Christ. Brilliant. That's getting started. So hopefully... so I've never finished this one. If I could finish one game, I think this would probably be the one that I want to finish. Because it was, yeah, such a big game in my past, and it's, you know, just for the nostalgia. But we'll have plenty of time to talk about that, I think, in the coming episodes. Alright, well, in the next episode we will start a new game and try and win. And yeah, hopefully we can fucking finish this damn thing, which has stalked me for over 30 years. Well, about 30 years. Alright, lads. Yeah, I'll see you then in the next episode, where we will get serious and attempt to win this damn thing. Alright, I will see you then. Bye bye.